So the next thing we're gonna do is get everything ready for the gravy, all right? Remember we talked about getting the necks and the gizzards? You can see that right here. I get the gizzards, the necks, the hearts. I don't leave the liver in. You got a cat, give the cat the liver. They like that kind of stuff. I'll put that on at this point. I'm gonna let that heat up because what I want to do is give that some color. We're gonna let that go at this point. Now, remember what we did with the turkey and that mirepoix? We're doing the same thing with this one right here. You think making turkey is really hard. This is taking me all of what, maybe 10 minutes? Simple cut, nothing fancy. All right, you wanna see how I'm holding my hands? I'm holding it in a claw, all right? I don't mind the strings on it, that's fine. Now you hear the noise. What I'm trying to do is get this down to a point where it's in there. I'm gonna get some color. And I want to put just a little oil in there, not much, just so we can get it to be really, really happy, all right? Traditionally in my house, what we do is put this on the night before. I prep everything the night before, Wednesday night, and it's become a family tradition. I get the turkey brining, I get this going the night before, and I put stock over it, and we let it go and bubble really, really slow all night long. You wake up the next morning, you think 13 turkeys roasted attacked your house at one time, and it's a great, great smell to wake up with, and you know Thanksgiving's there, and you're looking for that Thanksgiving Day parade, and you know something, Mom and Dad don't have to worry about rushing around trying to make the dressing and trying to make the green beans and everything else. We're gonna let Mother Nature take care of all this, because when you're working, let it happen. I wanna let that brown up just a little bit, get the color. And you know, there's an old saying, watch pot never boil. So I'm gonna walk away from that because I think what happens, you want the color. The more color you have here, that was hot. The more color you have here, the better color your gravy, and we call it gravy or sauce, what we call it gravy is Thanksgiving, is gonna have later on. Do we have to add some color to it? We may have to add kitchen bouquet. But I doubt it, but we'll see what happens, all right? Because I'm gonna use what's left over from the bottom of that turkey and the mirepoix there. You're gonna also enhance the flavor here. So you have all kinds of good stuff. Over here, I got turkey stock that we made ahead of time, and we're gonna use this for part of this, or we can use chicken stock. We'll probably use this, but we're gonna use this for doing the dressing, cornbread dressing, regular bread dressing. We're gonna use that for all later on. So we have all the flavor. You see this is coming up, and that's gonna render down some of the fat. You'll see some of the smoke coming up. Now, if you wanna play with it, you can put that in the oven and let it brown and get some good color, but that's all the flavor right in that pot that you wanna play with, because then you're gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna let that go for a little bit, and we're gonna let that brown, and we're gonna be right back. We're back. I'm letting this brown up a little bit to get some color to it, which is kind of what I want. It's releasing some of the oil from there, if you can look. And I've got the tail in there, some of the skin I didn't want. And a lot of people don't like that. We're gonna use that fat for going in. This is the mirepoix we cut up, all right? This is all good flavor, because now you got the necks, the gizzards. All right. All right. We're gonna let that go in there. And what we're gonna do is pour in some chicken stock. You can pour in turkey stock. Like I said before, we take and do all night long. This baby is bubbling real slow. I got some flavor in here because I'm adding chicken stock to it already. So all I'm doing is enhancing this with the turkey necks and flavoring like that. And we're gonna let this guy go. See how good looking that is? And that's gonna come up real slow. And by the time the whole meal's ready and the turkey comes out, This should be ready, and then we'll drain it and we'll go ahead and thicken it. I'll show you how we do that, and we'll get it done. Now you're gonna say, what are you gonna do with all the stuff in there? Well, I got a neck in there. We could peel the meat off the neck and put it back in, but you know, we don't have to worry about it. So we're gonna take it off of here, and I'm gonna put it back on this back corner. So I have it. I'll let that go slowly. And that'll come up in just a couple of minutes, and we'll have it made. All right, we still got some time on the turkey that's in the oven, breast side down. So we're gonna stop, and we're gonna wait until it comes out of the oven, show you what it looks like, what we do to it, and we'll put it back in. All right, we'll see you in just a bit. Now this is what you call deglazing the pan. You see all those num-yums on the bottom? That's right, that's a new American word, num-yums. I can't spell it, I just made it up. But that's the essence that's coming off the bottom of the bird. And the vegetables, that mirepoix that was on the bottom, you see picking out it off? You see the color that's getting on there? Look how gorgeous that is. All right? See how dark that's getting already as a liquid? So we're gonna let that come to a boil, because I want to pick up all those flavors. All right? We're gonna let that come up. All right. All that flavor's picking up. You see how it's taking all that darkness over there? That's all that gorgeous flavor that people put down in your dishwasher, and your sink gets more flavor in their mouths than you do, because you put all this stuff and you throw it out. You don't want to do that. That's all your flavor. I'm taking all that and I'm putting it back into this pan, all right? Look at that. The bottom of the pot's clean. I don't have to scrub anything. I'm ready to go. Look at that. Nice and clean. Good looking like me, all right? I'm gonna get this out of here. I'm gonna try and skim, because this has got a little fat on it that came from sauteing other vegetables. If you notice the way I'm doing it, I'm just bringing it over to the edge. I'm taking a little bit of that extra fat off, because I don't want all that in there, right? I'm trying to get some of that extra fat off. You know, there's a rumor out there, extra fat for Thanksgiving is good. Helps you lower your heat cost in the wintertime. So if you put that in your belly, that's not a bad thing. I'm only kidding. Health department ain't gonna like me on that one. But take that off, get that out of the way. All right, now we're gonna take this, we're gonna strain the whole thing. Get my other towel. And now, this hat right there. All right, that's better. Now, this is where we have all the fun. I'm taking this out of here. Look at the liquid I got here. I'm draining. That's all the juices. Now, remember I told you, you got a lot of meat on that leg, on that neck, all right? Look at that. All that meat sitting in there. Look at the heart. If anybody out there likes gizzards, that's what I call a chef's treat. Boil that up, salt and pepper on it, you got it made. Now, I'm gonna show you how to make a roux. It's gonna be different. And I'm gonna give you a formula. If you're gonna thicken a gallon of liquid, use 8 ounces of oil or butter or fat and 8 ounces of flour. Equal parts, all right, by weight. So we're gonna eyeball this, and I'm gonna say you probably got a half a gallon. So I'm gonna put this on the bottom. And you know something that's too thin? You got cornstarch as a backup, all right? And I'm gonna heat that baby up. And I got some flour over here. So I'm gonna let that get hot and we're gonna create a roux. We're gonna cook those two together, all right? You may remember your mom making something called a whitewash. Flour and water, shook it up together and you thickened everything on the stove. This is a little bit different, all right? So I'm gonna probably add a little bit more. I'd rather have a little bit thick than a little bit thin. All right, because that's a lot of liquid. Now you can see that oil is sticking on the side there. We're doing good. We're doing good. That's coming up. Now this is regular flour, nothing special, nothing fancy. All right. Now you're just gonna mix it in until you get a little tight. Look at that consistency, all right? You want it, you'll know it's cooked. You want to cook that in a minute because as it pulls away from the side, you know it's cooked. You want to cook that flour flavor out of there. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? I want a little bit more flour in there. That should do it. All right, you see that? It's not sticking to the side, not sticking to the bottom, all right? All right, this is kind of what we want. Now, if that's too thin for us, that's all right. We have ways to handle that. We can come back and hit it with a cornstarch, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and hit it. 3 or 4 good ladles. All right. All right. I know it's hard to see. I'm turning the heat down, but you want to mix that until that's smooth. If that's smooth, it won't be lumpy on you. See how tight that is? That's ready to go. All right. That's nice and smooth. We're going to add the rest of this to it, all right? Now, I did this one time, mixing it up, and my rag caught on fire, and I don't want to do that again. So, I'm going to steal some of this turkey stock over here, because I want that down a little bit thinner. And you know something? I love having extra gravy around. You know why? It's good the second day, the third day. And you can put it on potatoes, turkey, make pork. Day after Thanksgiving, put that on the pork. Good consistency, look at that. That looks like Thanksgiving dinner. We're gonna go and get some kitchen bouquet. And give me 1 second to find it. All right, look at that, nice consistency. I'm gonna add a little kitchen bouquet. Look at what it does. Makes it a little bit darker. All right, now, I think that's a good color. We don't want it any darker than that. You know, you can always thin it down as it sits and make it thicker. Let's hope not, but that's a good color in there. Let's taste this and see what we think, all right? That needs a little salt. But it's a nice natural flavor. It's ready in there. We're not going to double dip. That is wonderful.